Hi, this is Steve Bennett. Today we're interviewing Christine Alexander, the collection manager of the Bennett collection, and we're going to take a few minutes just to let Christine tell us about herself and how she got into this line of work. Christine, how are you today?
Absolutely wonderful. And yourself?
I'm good, thank you. I'm feeling spry, as my granddaddy used to say. I'm spry today.
I like that.
So, you've been working for the Bennett collection now for 6 months or so. Why don't you tell us how you got to be here? Kind of give us a little insight into what led you here.
That's an interesting kind of question. I guess if you looked at my past, which you're very familiar with, as we've worked before together, if you take my past and you take my love of art, maybe not education or knowledge, but you take my past 30 years in transactional law and you take a love of art and you combine it, I think you get a person that has a passion for the position
That's good.
with a very practical approach.
Oh, yes, I don't think anyone would deny that you're a model of practicality. Uh, Tell us where you went to school and what you did before you did this and so on.
So I went to the University of Texas where I became a pharmacist. I've used that a lot, a whole lot. Not. Did that for a year,
Uh-huh.
sold commercial real estate after that.
What happened with pharmacy? Why didn't you go on with pharmacy?
You know, I've often said that the difference between practicing law and pharmacy is with pharmacy, you were dealing with someone's life. It was in your hands because I worked in a hospital. But with law, you're just dealing with money. And people can make more money, but killing them seems kind of harsh. And so pharmacy was not something I just loved and adored. The knowledge base was great. The study of it was amazing. The practice of it, you stand all day, people don't like you. It's really not that much fun.
Sounds like a grind.
It became a grind and it became that way quickly. I learned very quickly that that wasn't where I wanted to be.
So you went from there to commercial real estate. How long did you do that?
3 years.
And then what happened?
Well, the economy went to heck in a handbasket and there were foreclosures everywhere. So I thought, now's the time to go back to school. And I went to law school.
Wow. So you went to law school, and what was your impression of law school?
Very different from the actual practice. A lot of people not understanding what that job actually means, that job requires more common sense than almost anything else.
Well, you have lots of that, so you were probably very happy as a
I loved that.
practicing.
That was a fabulous job.
And do you think being a practicing lawyer gave you skills that are now usable in managing an art collection?
Absolutely. Dealing with people, reading agreements, museum agreements, copyrights. I think there's a lot that can be used.
Yeah, so tell our listeners and seers here, our viewers, what a collection manager does. What does your day look like?
So in the past, the day would have been loan agreements, copyrights. Right now, there's not a lot of loan agreements going on since most museums are closed or they have pushed shows off. And it's mainly dealing with artists and museums. And you,
Mhm.
and Dr.
Yeah.
Schmidt.
Yeah, Dr. Smith, we're probably the biggest problem you have, right?
Not in the least.
No, so what do you suppose the biggest headache a collection manager has is?
I think that being a collection manager is a dream position. You get to be around great art. I know, I see the smirk. I see the smirk.
No, I agree with you
Yes,
completely.
but you do. You get to be around great art. You get to actually have a practical side of it. You realize how many amazing artists there are out there that are hiding in the shadows and trying to live day to day on income levels that are not commensurate with the skill set that they possess.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it's a shame. It's hard.
I think that's a loss.
What is your favorite part of your collection manager job?
Dealing with people and artists.
Yeah.
And being around art that seriously in a million years you cannot imagine exists and how beautiful it is.
Yeah, it's fun to get up close, isn't it?
It is.
You don't have a museum guard swatting you away.
It's also knowing that whoever did that is a normal person. I think that it's hard to see incredible talent when you don't have that skill set.
Right.
To see that kind of talent and go, how did they even get there? And they're just normal, nice, grateful people.
Absolutely. I agree with that. So the learning curve's pretty steep. What was the most, pick one, the most interesting, the most difficult in picking up the collection manager position? What was, give me a superlative. What was hardest? What was easiest? What is the most appealing to you?
So
you've already told us artists, you're hanging with artists. So
I would take out the easiest word and I would use the most fun and the most difficult as being one and the same. And it's learning that collection and which artists go with which art and knowing all of the art in the collection. That is the most fun and the most difficult. That's a lot of learning.
I agree with that.
The easiest part is reading documents.
Well, you have experience with that.
I do.
30 years
I have
worth.
like 30 years experience of reading transactional documents.
So we don't have to worry about loan agreements or commission agreements or things of that nature, copyright usage licenses, that sort of thing. That's pretty straightforward, right?
I'm not going to ever say you don't have to worry about that stuff. Remember that the background is an attorney and you don't, as you know, make absolutes. That just doesn't seem like a brilliant statement.
So,
but that is a wheelhouse.
It is that, and a big complicated one, if you think about it.
Can be.
So, do you have advice for artists?
You know, I've listened to the podcast and the advice that you and Dr. Schmidt give out, and I think so much of it is correct. It's get a gallery to represent you, get out on social media, have completed paintings. It's get your name out there, get yourself known. I think those are and keep doing what you're doing. I know you've said that is just keep doing it.
That's exactly right.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Keep pressing on.
Yes.
Yeah.
You might have to have a day job to support your talent and passion, but you have to keep doing it, I think.
I agree with that. So if you had a parting comment that you'd like to give to our viewers and listeners who are going to be, I think, for the most part, artists, what would you say?
I would say be appreciative of being a part of a great collection. Listen to advice and take advice, but mainly keep on with what you're doing because that talent is few and far between and an amazing gift.
Well, on that note, Thank you, Christine. This is Steve Bennett. I'm speaking with Christine Alexander today, the collection manager of the Bennett Collection of Women Realists. And keep painting and tell us what's on your easel. Thank you all.
Thank you.